Hey guys, how you all doing? Welcome back to another one of my videos. Today I'll be analyzing and reacting to one of the fights that happens earlier today on UFC Fight Night, Cannonier versus Gastelum. The bout I'll be reacting to is a lightweight bout between Roosevelt Roberts and I'm not too sure how to pronounce it, but Ignacio Bahamondes. Basically, scrolling through Instagram, this is the only fight that I wasn't able to watch, and a few other ones, but scrolling through Instagram, I saw one of the fighters land a crazy knockout of the year candidate spinning heel knockout. And from what I heard, the fight was amazing. So other than seeing the final finish of the fight, I'll be reacting to the actual fight and I'll be analyzing a few things so you guys can see an insight to what I see when another individual fights at a high caliber. And also it'll be cool to see because some of you don't really watch UFC that much and this fight looks awesome. So let's see how we go. So just a quick rundown. Both fighters have equal attributes. They are similar in height. There's the weight, obviously, it's the same. Lightweight, which is 155, which is 70 kgs. And then the reach, there's only a 2-inch reach advantage for the Chilean individual, so the one that lands the knockout. Other than that, the opponent is from America and the other opponent is from Chile. And let's see how we go. The Chilean fighter, he is 23 years old. He's got an 11-4 record. 6'3". 6'3" is actually pretty tall for a lightweight. Hopefully when I'm in the UFC or if I'm in an organization like this, I'll be able to rock those red shorts. Not those specifically, I'd probably go with like a Muay Thai short, but representing Turkey, having the Husmek down the side, that'd be mint. And this other individual, 6'2", like they're both similar in height, but then again, that's actually pretty tall for a lightweight. Generally, lightweights are in between 5'10" and I guess 6'2". Decent record. Mark Smith, he's a pretty good referee as well. I've seen him ref a few fights. This guy's got the Edam body type. Both are trying to establish the center of the octagon, gain control. The Chilean fighter looks a bit more loose. He's got head movement. Roberts, the guy in the yellow short, has got his head in the same spot. Oh, he froze up, tried to land that spinning elbow, but the Roberts, the guy in the yellow short, closed the distance very, very well there. Yeah, red guy's got center control of the octagon, so he's keeping that other guy's back to the fence, so he can only have two options, either moving left or moving right. I don't know if you guys can still see, the guy with the yellow, he's just keeping his head on the same plane in the middle. Even though he's popping out the Chilean, ooh, those calf kicks are a big thing that's happening nowadays. A lot of fighters are using it. Then again, look at him, look how he's controlling him. He's following him on the same plane. If he moves to his right, he follows him by moving to his left. He's faking him out, he's making him tense up. That's another thing when you fight. If you can get your opponent scared and hesitant to throw shots back and they tense up like this, it's very, very good because then you can start playing with them, picking off a few of your own shots. Going back to that kick to the calf. A little bit out of range there. But then again, look at that control. Ooh, not too sure what eye poke. That's the thing with these gloves. Sometimes when you go to overextend or if you go to land a punch or generally if you're just defending, you keep your fingers straight towards your opponent. That's why they try to say point your fingers to the sky with these gloves. If you ever see a UFC fight, 9 times out of 10 they'll say put your fingers to the sky, put your fingers to the sky. That's so it doesn't go directly into their eyes. Whereas when it's like this on an angle, 9 times out of 10 when they throw a jab or they're defending, it gets into the eye. Chilean fighter's got good head movement, bouncing around, staying light, lands a nice straight left. From what I can see, the Chilean fighter in the red, he's more of a youthful fighter, the newer generation fighter, whereas I feel like Roberts is a fundamental fighter. Not that fundamentals are bad, but this day and age, you got to be diverse. Roberts shot him for a nice takedown there. Good defense. He's putting a lot of pressure forward. That's what's keeping him on there, which is good. But if he wants a takedown, he's either got to A, go for the single, or B, cut an angle, then shoot him. it's very hard here to get the takedown unless you start feeding for an ankle pick. But 9 times out of 10 what happens, I don't know if you guys ever see Conor McGregor, they start landing those elbows down into your head. Ooh. So after that, after you let go of the single leg, he should have straight away pounced back on him. See how he's back to the cage again? He's allowing the Chilean fighter to gain control like that. Backing up again. Roberts should be angling to his left, trying to get either movement going, trying to keep the Chilean fighter guessing, or trying to regain center control of the octagon. Can you guys see how the Chilean fighter is cutting him off? He's cutting him off by moving to the right and left. Nice straights. Good. And I don't know if you guys noticed as well, the Chilean fighter isn't throwing everything 100%. That's the thing that I stuffed up in until I found it out recently. If you throw everything 100%, guys, you're going to gas out. Yeah, especially at the top caliber level, you don't want to gas out. So all your shots don't have to be thrown at 100%. You can mix up between 50% power, 70% power, 100% speed though, and then that last big shot in a 4 to 5 punch combination, boom, whack that as hard as you can. Same thing, Roberts has got to threaten the Chilean fighter more. He's trying to pick that foot up. Turns the corner, he's got the back. Chilean fighter's trying to swim his arms through, but he's got to be careful not to lift his legs straight like that. See, Roberts could have actually taken him out. I guess that's due to the inexperience of his wrestling, but he could have taken his legs out to the side rather than just continuously driving him forward because he's backwards to the cage. If the legs are elevated like that, you want to sweep him out from underneath the opponent. That's round one. Round one I give to the Chilean fighter. I say that he was more active, keeping Roberts guessing more. Like I said before, if you keep your opponent guessing, you're able to gain an advantage on them. You can pick your shots, you can control the pace of the fight. That's the main thing as a fighter. You know, you want to put the fight in your control, in your pace, and you want to set the pace with that. You see some individuals that are a counter fighter which prefer a slower pace, or there's some individuals that are just super aggressive and like to go balls to the wall and just straight out forward. In the corner as well, I don't know if you guys notice it, but sometimes people have different approaches to it. Sometimes they like to face towards the opponent, sometimes they turn away, and sometimes you just stay standing. Like in my last fight, I stood standing. That wasn't my decision, that was my coach's decision, but I just went with it anyway. But as you start to have more fights progressing down the line, I'm sure there's like a certain approach to it that the fighter feels more comfortable or feels like they can stay in the zone or gain the most information from doing a certain thing. Round two sets off. Nice stiff jab by Roberts. This is what he needs to do. He needs to walk down the Chilean fighter. He needs to set the pace and control. He's countering off the kicks, which is good. Then again, he backed up too much. Ooh, both hands went down on that push kick. Nice straight. Shot him good. That's another thing with takedowns that I've learned recently. As basic as it is, when you go for the takedowns, keep going forward. As you saw Roberts there, when you pick the single up, he just stopped in his tracks. You need to continue that pressure forward. Chopping the legs down, Chilean fighter. As you can see, he's just bobbing, moving around, keeping Roberts guessing, which is awesome. Look at that, faking low, coming up high, faking low, coming up high. So he's threatening that takedown, keeping Roberts on his toes. And I don't know if you guys can see this as well. Roberts is very tall in his stance with his legs. If the Chilean fighter was a pretty good wrestler, he'd be able to take those legs out, in my opinion. Whereas, as you see, the Chilean fighter, his stance is a bit more lower, prepared for the takedown, just in case if he shoots. If the Chilean fighter is known as a very, very good wrestler, this is a very good strategy to employ because it'll have your opponent worried about the takedown. That's why 9 times out of 10, if you see individuals come out of American Top Team or are those gritty American wrestlers, that was a nice spinning heel kick to the body, but they normally go fake for the takedown and go for an overhand because they want your hands to drop like this. That's what the level change does. It keeps the opponent guessing like that. Again, cutting his opponent off, which is good. See, that was good. That was good change of direction by Roberts. He needs to keep on doing that. His back can't stay like that against a cage. Against someone like Khabib, as soon as your back against the cage, back is against the cage, sorry, and your legs are stiffened out like that, you're going to get taken down 9 times out of 10. Again, I feel like Roberts is just bit too much relying on the fundamentals here. Needs to, even though he's piecing him up, in saying that, he is piecing up the Chilean fighter. But I say to win the round, that was a nice uppercut. Anything I'm saying right now, Roberts is actually doing really good. See here, keep that pressure on, but watch the head. That's it. That's a bit better head positioning, but now I need to cut that angle. Now, when you're defending takedowns, guys, you need to split your stance long like this. As you can see, the Chilean fighter is splitting his stance very long, making it harder for Roberts to get the takedown. Switching your base and making it super heavy. He's also got that overhook on the arm. Nice, framing on the head. Good. I don't know if you guys noticed that he was doing head control there. His forehead was on the center of the chin of Roberts' face. Head control plays a head control plays a very key factor in the grappling exchanges. Ooh, spinning back fist, close. Ooh, that was a very good dodge, but geez, if that setup landed, that would have been sick. And round 2's in the books. I will say that Roberts did piece up the Chilean fighter this round a lot more, and he looks very calm and poised, which is good. But I still feel like the Chilean fighter won the rounds. He was doing a lot more. Roberts was shooting for the takedowns, but he didn't land anything significant. Round 3. I'd still say it's 2 rounds in favor to the Chilean fighter. See, this is good by Roberts. Putting the Chilean fighter on the back foot. See, that was a good shot, but he needed to pursue it a bit more. Good sprawl by the Chilean fighter. But watch how the Chilean fighter gained center of control of the ring, octagon. Did you see that? How quickly came into the center of the octagon and putting Roberts' back on towards the cage. Ooh, good straight to the body. That hurt him. 9 times out of 10 as well, a real good giveaway is that if you hurt another individual, two things happen. Either A, they smile and play it off as a joke, or B, they're going for a takedown. Whee, nice. I did try to land one of them in my fight too. If I just spun a little bit more, I would have connected against my opponent, and I actually would have won the fight, I reckon. It's good placement. Now, you can see another thing. When you're in a fight or you're sparring, you can see an individual wilt and, in a sense, see their soul leave their body. I can see Roberts losing the will to fight, in a sense, and the Chilean fighter can, I believe, sense it and gain control. And that's one of the best feelings as a fighter. When you're in a fight, you can kind of see the individual's soul leave their body, and it's just like, I don't know if it's a man thing, but like, it's like you're superior, you're the shit, in a sense. I can't really describe it, but it's one of those feelings that is crazy. That was some crazy capoeira stuff right there. Another thing that works very well, those teeps of the body, as you can see, he just did 2 there, and the second one landed. Those are very good too. I'm starting to do them a lot more in my fights too. He's just controlling Roberts, keeping his back to the cage. Oof, good straight right. Roberts is dirty boxing though. Clinching up, throwing hands. Roberts isn't giving up though. Even though I did say that it looks like he's wilting and giving up. Ooh, that was an interesting one. Spinning hook to the leg. They do, in a sense, corky the thigh, but it's not used that often. Roberts hasn't threatened him with too much. Even though he's piecing him up and making him bleed, Chilean fighter just walking it down. Ooh, this is dangerous for Roberts. He's got to be careful. Hey, that was a good uppercut by Roberts. I like that. It was like a bit of a Mayweather there. Philly shoulder roll into the uppercut. That was sweet. I like that. Last 30 seconds of the fight. I believe the finish is somewhere around here, if I'm not mistaken. Ooh. Snatched up that neck. Got to be careful when you go for those takedowns. If you leave your neck too low and to the side, 9 times out of 10 you will get caught in that guillotine. And yes, 3, 2, 1, boosh! Knocks him out clean, cold, stiff. That would be an awesome feeling. That would be an awesome feeling. He is cut up and bloodied up, but he's a tough kid, tough guy. That's why you've always got to be in a fight. You can't be relaxed too much. The second you relax a bit too much, that's when you get caught. Still out. Fighter's still out. Watching the replay right now. He did cinch up that guillotine. I believe the Chilean fighter let go of the guillotine. Maybe he felt like he didn't have it in. Change of stance. Boosh. That was very Edson Barbosa-esque. Very similar to that kick. Boosh. It was actually very, very, if not, it's the same. Boosh. That was very, very good. I could only imagine the feeling. I'm still yet to do it, but I can only imagine the feeling of knocking someone out in front of that many fans, people. It would G you the hell up. It'd be awesome. As you can see, martial arts code, you know, he's going over to his opponent, making sure he's alright. Even though they just had a fight, they respect them for getting in there, you know. And that's been the reaction, fight analysis. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was something a little bit different. Hopefully in the future, everything opens up, I'll be able to do analysis on my fight, reactions to my fights, whether it's kickboxing or MMA. Trying to give you guys these different type of videos so you guys can tell me what you guys want, tell me what you guys like. I've still got a little bit more ideas running through my head that I want to try out. Then once I understand the niche on what you guys enjoy the most, I'll stick to that theme and I'll build videos around that. Other than that, I hope you guys are staying sane throughout all this. I understand it's pretty hard, and I understand the world's going through some crazy, crazy stuff, but it's important to keep yourself around loved ones, around your friends, making sure they're alright. And just get some exercise in as well, guys. Honestly, if it's a run, walking around in the park, it just gets your mind off it. I really, really recommend it. Other than that, I hope you guys stay safe, enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you soon.